Please ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. So ನೀವು ಸಾಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. A very good morning to everyone present here. Myself, Dr. Shruti, the coordinator of the national webinar on financial empowerment through mutual funds. National webinar on financial empowerment through mutual funds. The IQC coordinator of Government First Grade College for Women likes to start the session with the introductory note. Ours is a college, Government First Grade College for Women, which was established in the year 2009. So the college is around 40 kilometers from heritage city of Mysore. So the college caters the educational needs of women by imparting education in streams of science, arts, commerce, and management. We have postgraduate department which comprises of MCom and MSc in chemistry. The college has a collective work with adequate funding of Government of Karnataka and support of University Grants Commission. The college has a CDC and the college is accredited with B grade in the NAC accreditation in the last cycle. And this cycle we are going for the NAC accreditation in the next year. So we hope the collaboration with Association of Mutual Funds of India will help us to academically progress in the academic sector. So with this brief note, I like to start the session. Now I request Mr. Kantraju HD from Department of Mathematics to welcome the gathering.
Good morning to everyone. Over here, a warm welcome to all of you to the national webinar of Government First Grade College for Women, Nagar, in collaboration with Association of Mutual Fund in India. We have very supportive leader, Dr. Vijay Sir, Principal, Government First Grade College for Women, Nagar, who has around 30 years of teaching experience and 5 years of in sociology. He wrote many research publications. I would welcome our beloved principal, Dr. B.T. Vijay sir, to this webinar. Welcome you, sir. Now I introduce our chief guest, Suryakant Sharma. He is a commerce graduate and master's in law with specialization in corporate laws. He is also a chartered associate. Sri Sharma has over 35 years experience in banking and finance and securities market and has served in a leading financial institute. Thereafter in Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, Government of India, and finally in SEBI. Sri Sharma joined Securities and Exchange Board of India in 2003 and served there for a more than 15 years as served in different departments of SEBI. Lastly, in addition to the other assignments, he was DGM in charge of Office of Investor and Awareness and Education in SEBI's Northern region for more than 5 years. Sri Sharma is also a member of working group of NCRT for developing vocational course on mutual funds for students of 10th, 11th and 12th classes. Sri Sharma also mentor of a few NGOs working for financial literacy and investor awareness in country. Under his supervision, more than 15,000 financial literacy and investor awareness programs were conducted across North India, and he himself has addressed as a guest speaker in more than 600 AIPS. After superannuation from SEBI in 2019, he has joined Association of Mutual Fund in India and Apex Body of Mutual Fund in India, a senior consultant, North India. Now, I am overwhelmed to welcome our chief speaker, Sri Suryakant Sharma. Welcome you, sir. It is a pleasure for me to welcome all the participants of the webinar from all over the India on behalf of our college. Your presence is highly appreciable by all of us. I welcome all the participants in different categories who are excited to present their ideas and views on the topic of discussions. A warm welcome to all industry representatives who are present here to highlight us about the large scale implementations and its impacts on practical levels. Now I would like to extend my gratitude towards our IKC coordinator, Dr. Shruti, for encouraging us to conduct a seminar like this today. I am again thankful to you, madam, for your kind support, suggestion, and guidance given to us as and when required. I feel honored to welcome all my fellow colleagues for taking a keen part in this important program. I also welcome our technical team, which are here to support us throughout the webinar. I wish you all very pleasant stay and memorable time with our college. It's our pleasure to host you all. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of the team, even I will extend a warm welcome to you too. Now, I request our principal, Dr. B.T. Vijay, to give the inaugural address.
Hello, Shruti, audio is okay?
Audible, sir. It is audible, sir. You can carry. Audible, sir.
Okay. Very good morning to everyone present here. Myself, Dr. B.T. Vijay, Principal of Government First Grade College for Women, Nagar, Mysore District, Karnataka. The college is basically a rural college which is especially for women. As the principal of this college, I am very glad that All India Association of Mutual Funds has initiated to collaborate with us and organize a webinar from their end. On behalf of the college and staff, I extend a heartfelt thanks to All India Association of Mutual Funds. I welcome 900 participants who have registered themselves for the webinar. Mr. Suryakanta Sharma, Senior Consultant, AIMFI, is a keynote speaker. He is a very resourceful person in the session. We are very glad to welcome Sri Suryakanta Sharma, and we are very sure that participants from different parts of the world will be benefited from the webinar. I all the very best of all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind cooperation. So, it is said, Elizabeth Elliot says, prayer holds God's plan and becomes the link between His will and its accomplishment on earth. Amazing things do happen, and we are given the privilege of being the channel of Holy Spirit's prayer. Sir, I feel being in a rural college, we have got an opportunity to hear from Mr. Suryakant Sharma. So, sir, your kindness towards the rural people is really a blessing for us. So I hope and I request you to take this session, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Shruti. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Shruti, respected principal of the college, my dear Kantha Raju, HD, and all participants. Honestly, it is my privilege to be with all of you here, particularly in a rural college, and that too of the women, gives me immense pleasure, because Dr. Shruti, you being the woman, will appreciate that still most of the even earning members or earning women women fraternity hardly take any interest in their money. It is not a so rosy picture in our society, but Dr. Vijay will agree with me that this is a fact of our life, that most of the even earning women members of our society don't take much interest about their money, about their investments and all these things. When Kanta ma'am, when I asked the women participants mostly in my programs, the straightforward answer comes, very honest answer comes, that I don't do my investments and money management. It is a duty of my husband or my brother or my sister. Normally it is the standard answer, but it is not a good state of affair. Kanta ma'am, you will appreciate that since you are earning, you should take equal interest where your money is invested, how your money is growing, or whether it is growing or not. So I am very happy that Honorable Principal and Dr. Shruti has organized this program for the women-centric institutions. And I would like to encourage all your women students, of course, apart from faculty members. I will also like to encourage all your students, please do start taking interest in the money management. When you start earning, Dr. Shruti is earning today, Dr. Kanta is earning today, and those who are faculty members of those who are earning today, of course, they should take. But even the students, when they start earning down the line after 2, 3, 4 years, they must take equal interest about their money management. This is my humble request, and that is why we are keeping Dr. Shruti more and more program in the women-centric institutions. Because just to encourage women earners that they should take equal interest in their money management. Now, as far that, before coming to the topic, Dr. Shruti, I just mentioned to all the participants that this program is from Association of Mutual Fund in India, Amfi, which is an apex body in mutual funds in India. But Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kanta and Honorable Principal, I want to make it very clear that this is not a marketing event or a promotional event of mutual funds. This is purely an investor awareness program. And Dr. Kanta, you are investor. Dr. Shruti, you are investors. And even your students who are not investors today are going to be investors very soon when they start earning. So I will request particularly your students, if they wish, please have one notebook and one pen with them, so then they can note down anything they found useful or new information or new idea in my session, which they can explore further in detail through Google and websites. Thirdly, I will be very happy, Dr. Shruti, if more and more questions come from the participants, because that will be a reflection that the participants have taken interest in the subject, and the school management has not just forced them to join. They have willingly joined, and they want to understand the concepts of the money management and financial empowerment. That is why please feel free to ask as many questions as you can. I will request participants to put their question in chat box. Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kartha Raju will take care of those questions once they come in the chat box. And after my session is over, we will make the town hall open. Anybody can just raise their hand and ask the question directly as well. And sorry, Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kanta ma'am, and including Mr. Kartha Raju sir, I will keep taking your name during my session again and again. Because through you, I want to connect with all the participants. That's the only purpose. Don't take it otherwise. Now, the topic given today to me is financial empowerment through wealth creation by mutual funds. So first, we should understand what is financial empowerment, what is wealth creation, and what is mutual fund. So there are three segments of the topic. First is financial empowerment. And simply speaking, Dr. Kanta, financial empowerment simply means that I should have money when I need it. I should have money when I need it. This is the broad concept of financial empowerment. I mean, all the participants, every individual should have money when they need it. And Dr. Kanta, you will agree with me that we will need money in our life at many times, not at one time. Lot of things are going to happen in our life, or rather, we have lot of dreams, lot of desire, very natural, for which we will need money, and we will need money, rather huge money at many times. So the basic purpose of such program is to give an impression to the participants that financial empowerment is very, very necessary. Now, we should first understand how we can have financial empowerment. Everybody desires a lot of money. Kanta ma'am, we all desire a lot of money in our life. Very natural. Kanta ma'am, money. Kanta ma'am might be dreaming of having 100 crore in his bank account one day. That is very natural. We all dream of having that much of money in our life. But you will appreciate that we salary class, middle class person wouldn't be having that much of money in our life, at least through service. It is a fact of our life. We will have reasonable money, but we wouldn't be having plenty of money. So first, what I feel, Dr. Shruti, that before embarking upon the journey of financial empowerment, we should first see that we are secured. It is very important, Dr. Kanta ma'am, that we should first think that we are secured. We should develop security around us, and not only for me, but also for my family. So Dr. Shruti, I will request you, and particularly all young participants, Dr. Shruti, Dr. Kanta Raju, and all other young participants, first think of developing security in your life before starting your journey for the financial empowerment. And how we can develop security in our life? Please do three things in our life at the beginning of your career when you do these things. And I again repeat, these are very important things, Mr. Kanta Raju, and this will give you only security. It is not connected to your financial empowerment or for that matter your prosperity, but it will give you a sense of security if you do these three things in your life. The first thing and foremost thing, Mr. Kanta Raju, every earning member must have adequate life insurance cover. This is the first thing I want to request to all of you. Every individual must have adequate life insurance cover. And what is the purpose of life insurance cover, Mr. Kanta Raju? Can you tell me what is the purpose of taking life insurance cover in life? Why we should take life insurance cover?
Life insurance provides us assurance. Okay, assurance or security for life, and it is one mode of saving also.
Absolutely, ma'am, you are absolutely right. But the second part is not correct, because insurance is not an investment. Unfortunately, in our country, insurance products are being sold as an investment product as well. But Kanta ma'am, insurance is different and investment is different. Please do understand it. Of course, so far, when the agent will come to you and give a very dreamy picture, madam, you take this insurance. If you are not available to your family will get this much of amount, and if you survive, you will get this much of amount. But Kanta ma'am, insurance is not an investment. It is not a saving product. Please do understand it. Particularly young investor must understand, and please keep insurance and investment separate. In our time, Kanta ma'am, there were only two types of insurance, that is money back and endowment. But nowadays, a very new product is available to Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kanta Raju, which was not available to us. That product name is term insurance, TERM, term insurance. Term insurance is the real product, Kanta ma'am, which gives you adequate life insurance cover at a very, very small premium. Suppose Mr. Kanta Raju age is around 25 to 30, then he can have a life insurance cover of 1 crore rupees by paying a monthly premium of hardly 500 rupees or 600 rupees. But Kanta ma'am, if he goes for a life insurance cover of 1 crore rupees, by taking money back and endowment insurance cover, which is saving linked insurance cover, his monthly premium will not be less than 45,000 rupees, which he would not be able to pay. That is why I keep telling young participants, please don't mix insurance and investment. Keep insurance is a must, Dr. Kanta. I do appreciate the importance of insurance, but please do keep insurance separate and investment separate. And nowadays, luckily for Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kanta Raju, term insurance is available, which is a genuine, real insurance product. So first, take adequate life insurance cover. Second, I want to request Dr. Kanta to all the participants, please do take adequate health insurance cover. And naturally, Dr. Kanta may ask you why we should take health insurance cover. Ma'am, you will agree that of course you might be in a government college. Your college might be giving you some medical facilities. But in most of the time, when the serious disease is discovered or some serious problem happens in our body, college medical facilities are restricted. They don't give full reimbursement. That is why I keep telling all the young, and moreover, Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kanta Raju will not stay in the college for whole life. Dr. Kanta might, but Dr. Kanta Raju and Dr. Shruti will definitely most likely will move out of the college to for career progression. That is there. So that is why I keep telling, please do take adequate health insurance cover for yourself and for your family. And here the very good insurance product is available, Mr. Kanta Raju. That is called Floater Health Insurance Cover, FLOATER, Floater Health Insurance Cover. It is also called Umbrella Health Insurance Cover. Because Dr. Kanta, in this health insurance cover, when you take, you can include the name of your wife or spouse, in your kids and your whole family members. So in one singular health insurance cover, all members of the family are covered. And here again, if you are in metro city, you should take life insurance, health insurance cover of around 25 lakhs. But if you are in 2-tier, 3-tier city like your location, then you should take a health insurance cover of around 10-15 lakhs. Third request I want to make to all the participants with regard to security only, Dr. Kanta Raju, every family must have an emergency fund of around 5 lakhs. Every family. Why? Naturally, Dr. Kanta will ask me why we should have an emergency fund. Dr. Kanta, you will appreciate that this corona has taught us a lot of lessons. Thousands of lessons we have learned from corona. And this corona has not yet gone. But the most important lesson we have got from this corona, Dr. Kanta ma'am, is that this situation may develop in future. Because in corona, Dr. Kanta ma'am, you were very lucky. You continue to get your salary from the college, but at the same time, lakhs of people had lost their job. Lakhs of people have got substantial reduction in their salary. Businesses were closed. Professions were closed for months together. People didn't have any money to even to survive. And they have passed through a very, very tough time. And this corona has not gone, and moreover, this a fear has crept in your mind that such disease or some virus may come again in future, maybe different form, maybe different name. So that is why I keep telling in my session, every family must have an emergency fund of around 5 to 7 lakhs. The purpose of emergency fund, Dr. Kanta ma'am, is that in case such situation happens again in our life, when we are confined in our house for months together, don't have any income, at least we can survive for 8 months to 1 year to take care of our monthly and regular expenses. That is why we should develop an emergency fund of 5 to 7 lakhs. And I do appreciate 5 to 7 lakhs is not a small amount, Dr. Kanta, for all of us, but definitely we can develop it over a period of time, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years. But once we develop it, Mr. Kanta Raju, you have to make a promise with yourself that this emergency fund is only for emergencies. It will never be used for any other purposes. Otherwise, Dr. Kanta ma'am, temptation will always be there. When you have a 5 lakh emergency fund in your hand, your family will keep forcing on you, go on vacation, have some celebration at home, go for interior of the house. Naturally, very natural. But please do tell your family that this is not meant for any other purpose except for emergency. This fund will be used only for emergency, and you should not keep this emergency fund at home in currency. Better you go for the bank FD, bank fixed deposit, which you can break at any moment of time in emergency arises. So please do develop emergency fund of around 5 lakhs. These 3 things, Mr. Kantaraju, again I repeat, adequate life insurance cover, adequate health insurance cover, and an emergency fund of around 5 lakhs is a must. And Kanta ma'am, this will give you security only. It is not related to your prosperity. It is not related to your financial empowerment. But Kanta ma'am, I personally feel, and you might also agree, that security should get priority over a prosperity. First, we should develop security for ourselves and for our family. So this is the first request I want all the participants. Please do develop security, and once security is in place, then naturally you must start journey of your investment, journey of having reasonable prosperity in your life. Now, Kanta ma'am, can you tell me what is prosperity? What is prosperity? Prosperity simply means, prosperity simply means we have 3 stages of prosperity. When people don't have anything, prosperity to them simply means roti, kapda, makan. Having basic needs means I need bread, I need clothing, I need a basic house. That is my prosperity if I don't have anything. But Dr. Kanta, when I have reasonable money and I have taken care of my roti, kapda, makan, then I will not stop there. It is human nature. Then I will think of developing some comfort. Then Mr. Kanta Raju will want that some reasonable house should be for family. One 4-wheeler should be at the disposal of family, and house must have reasonable comfort, appliances, all these things. And once comfort are met, Kanta ma'am, once comfort are met, we will still not stop there. We will not stop there. It is a human nature that we will not stop there even at comfort. Then we think of some luxuries. Mr. Kanta Raju and his family will then think of having a palatial house, will think of having a very fancy car, very costly car, and all other costly appliances at home. That is very natural. So prosperity is a journey. First taking care of basic needs, then of comfort, and then go for the luxury. And we all go in the same way. The journey is like mostly the same way. But how we can develop all these things? Kanta ma'am, you will agree with me that our main source of money. What is the main source of money? Kanta ma'am, can you tell me how we get money? Salary? Salary. I think you will agree with me. Salary is the main source for all of us.
Regular source.
Regular source is salary. Mostly salary. But there is other source of money, Kanta ma'am, which we hardly talk about. And that is equally important. And what is that? That my money should also earn money for me. That normally we don't talk about it. Arey Baba, this is not our domain. No, it is the domain of businessmen. It is the domain of industrialists. They make money out of their money. We are hard. We are simply middle class person, salary class person. We think on these lines. But Kanta ma'am, it is a wrong thinking. We middle class person, Mr. Kanta Raju, must be equally keen and make efforts to that my money should also earn money for me. And Kanta ma'am, my money should all money which my money makes is also very important source of money for all of us. We should appreciate it. Normally we don't appreciate, but we should appreciate. And one more thing I keep telling in my session, Kanta ma'am, to all the participants, particularly Somaya and Kanta Raju and Dr. Shruti. If you have 2 children at home in your family, Kanta ma'am, there is a third child. The third child is your money making money for you. That is your third child. And the way you take care of your 2 children, you should equally take care of this third child as well. Because if you nurture him, if you take care of him, then rest assured he will give you more reward at times than your 2 children. And Dr. Kanta ma'am, there is a possibility that the 2 children which you have might, I'm telling you might only, might not take care of you. But this third child, Kanta ma'am, will never leave you. Will never leave you. He or she, this third child will always be with you till last breath. That will be in your bank account or in your possession. So please do take care of this third child equally. And now, how we can do it? The most important thing, Kanta ma'am, whatever we earn, we Indians have a typical habit, rather DNA. It is in our DNA. What is that, Kanta ma'am? You know this very well. Whatever we earn, we will not spend all. We will try to take away some money. Every Indian, maybe he earning 10,000, or maybe Mr. Kanta Raju, he is earning 10 lakhs. Every individual tries to take away some money out of their regular income, Kanta ma'am. And the money which we take away or which we don't spend out of regular income, Kanta ma'am, what is that? It is called savings. It is called savings. It is bachat. Hindi mein se hum bachat kehte hain. It is called saving. And we all save. We all know that we all save. Even a person who is earning 10,000, Mr. Kanta Raju, though very difficult, but he or she will try to take away 500 rupees or 700 rupees out of their regular income. And the money which we don't spend is called savings, and we are all savers. But 2 things I want to tell Mr. Kanta Raju, Dr. Shruti, and all young participants particularly. This I can't request to Kavita ma'am. But I can tell you, young participants, please identify an amount of money which you can comfortably save out of your regular income. And Kavita ma'am, I am not prescribing anything. I am not, generally people do prescribe, save 20%, save 30%, save 40%. I am not prescribing anything. What I am saying, Mr. Kanta Raju, you please identify. Suppose you say that your monthly income is 50,000 and your expenses are, monthly expenses are around 40,000. Then what you indirectly saying is that you can save 10,000 a month. Then my request is very simple but very emphatic, Mr. Kanta Raju. That is, you must save 10,000 every month. Every month. Of course, it is difficult. I know, Kavita ma'am, it is difficult. It is not easy. But you can, it is not impossible. The only thing is a discipline. You have to develop some discipline that whatever you have decided, you will religiously save that amount every month, come what may. This commitment has to be there with you. So please do save an amount every month religiously, whatever you have decided. And second thing I want to request about saving is, please keep increasing your saving minimum by 10%. Kanta ma'am, again, it is possible. You know it very well. How it is possible? We get increment, we get DNS allowance, we get increase in our allowances, your income keep increasing every year. So with the increase in income, we must increase our saving every year. Ideally, it should be, there should be an increase of 10%. So suppose last year, Mr. Kantaraju was saving 10,000 a month. Second year, Mr. Kantaraju, you must save 11,000 a month. Then third year, it should be 12,100. Again, I know it is tough, but it is not impossible. And but my dear friends, you will agree that for bigger things, your sacrifice has to be bigger. For bigger things, your discipline has to be bigger. For bigger things, your commitment has to be bigger and firm. So please, regarding saving, only two things I want to tell you. Please do save an amount religiously, whatever you decided, and then keep increasing your savings minimum by 10%. Now, we all save. Kavita ma'am, you will agree with me that we all save. We all save. But what we do with the savings? What we do? There are two options. One option is which a foolish person like me, Kavita ma'am, will do. What is that? I am religiously saving a particular amount from my salary every month. But what foolishly I am doing, I am taking out that savings from my bank account where I get salary, counting that money, feel happy, and keeping that money at home in a box. Every month I am doing it religiously. But it is a gross injustice, Mr. Kantaraju, for yourself, to your family, and to our country as a whole. Please never put your savings into into currency form, or just live in your bank account. Naturally, then you will ask me what to do. Yes, there is other option, which Kanta ma'am must be knowing it. The other option is putting our savings through process in acquisition of some assets, value of which will increase in future, and putting our saving into some financial instruments, Mr. Kantaraju, which will give us regular and periodical return. The process of putting your savings into, and Preeti and Shushima, you should also understand these concepts at this stage. Of course, you are not running, I know, you are not running at this stage, but you should understand these concepts right from today, so that you can feel that when you start earning, you will be a successful investor. So the money which we don't, which we put in acquisition some assets or in some financial instrument, Mr. Kantaraju, it is called investment. And Kavita ma'am, saving is the first step, investment is the second step. Without saving, we can't invest. So the first step, primarily, definitely you should save. You should save as much money as you can from your regular income, but at the same time, you should put your savings into investments. And one thing I want to mention here, Kavita ma'am, I don't know whether you will agree with me or not. That is unfortunate state of where with most of the middle class, salary class person, that we do save and do invest. We all do it. But unfortunately, Mr. Kantaraju, please understand it very carefully. Unfortunately, most of the middle class, salary class person, despite their sincere efforts in saving and investment, Kavita ma'am, we simply remain money accumulators in our life. We don't become wealth creators. And please do understand, unless and until we become wealth creators, we will not be prosper. Please do understand it very carefully. But unfortunately, most of us remain money accumulators only. And just to make you understand the difference between money accumulation and wealth creation, Kavita ma'am, I just take a very simple example, and taking the name of Mr. Kantaraju. Suppose Mr. Kantaraju has got 1 lakh rupees with him. Now he goes for a 1-year bank FD with a good bank. And present and rate of interest, Kavita ma'am, you will appreciate is around 6%. Around 6%. So suppose he goes for a 1 year bank FD of 1 lakh rupees. After 1 year, when myself and Kavita ma'am meet Mr. Kantaraju and just ask him what happened to his bank FD, he is smiling, he is happy. He says that he has earned 6,000 rupees as bank interest. Am I right, Kavita ma'am? He has earned 6,000 rupees as bank interest, and bank has given back his money, and he is happy. When we just ask him, are you right? He might get annoyed. He said, yes, I'm absolutely right. You can see my passbook. I have got the credit of 6,000 rupees plus money has been given back by the bank. Kavita ma'am, he's right, but he's not right. He's right because he got 6,000, definitely. But he's not right because he ignored two very important factors which he must not ignore. The students also, they should understand this concept very, very carefully. What are these factors? Are two factors generally, Kavita ma'am, we do ignore while analyzing return on our investment. The first and foremost factor, Kavita ma'am, that is inflation, mehengai. We talk about the inflation day in, day out. Kavita ma'am, when you started from your home today, you might have scolded your family member. They try to squeeze some expenses. Mehengai बढ़ रही है, खर्चे बढ़ रहे हैं. That is very natural. So inflation is a part of our life. Day in, day out, we talk about the inflation. But we don't factor into inflation while understanding the concept of return. And what is inflation? Simply speaking, Kavita ma'am, can you tell me what is inflation?
The price of every commodity increases, salary also increases, wages also increases, money, rupee lost its value. For paying more, we are getting less. That is
Great.
inflation.
Great. Simply speaking, Kavita ma'am, inflation is nothing but the increase in the prices of goods, item or services over a period of time. Am I right? Simply speaking, inflation is nothing but increase in the prices of goods, item or services over a period of time. So last year when Mr. Kantaraju has got 1 lakh rupees, instead of going for bank FD, had he purchased some item or some goods from 1 lakh rupees, Kanta ma'am, would he be able to purchase same item, same goods, same services after 1 year at 1 lakh rupees? It will not be possible because prices have increased. And suppose the inflation rate has been 5%. What does it mean? It simply means that last year, whatever he could have purchased from 1 lakh rupees, Shruti ma'am, after 1 year for the same goods, same prices, he will have to pay not 1 lakh rupees, but 1,05,000 rupees. Am I right, ma'am? 1,05,000 rupees. Now you see the proposition. Mr. Kantaraju was very happy when he got 6,000 rupees as bank interest. But in reality, Dr. Shruti, out of 6,000, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation. Please do understand it very carefully. Out of 6,000, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation. Still, Kantaraju is happy. He said, no problem. I still have 1,000 rupees with me out of 6,000. No, sir, there is other factor. Most of the income and return, Kavita ma'am, you know it very well, are taxable. Government do tax, income tax and capital gain tax and all these things. Government taxes also. With regard to FD, the rules are very clear. Whatever you earn, Mr. Kantaraju, as bank interest on FD, you will have to pay income tax as per your slab. Suppose you are in 20% bracket, Mr. Kantaraju, you will have to pay 20% income tax of 6,000 also. And Kavita ma'am, the 10,000 interest exemption under income tax is not related to bank FD. It is related to a savings bank account only, SB account only. So on FD, whatever you earn, you will have to pay income tax. Suppose in 20% bracket, then on 6,000, Mr. Kantaraju will have to pay income tax also 20%. That is 1,200. Now, Kavita ma'am, you see the proposition. Mr. Kantaraju are very happy when he earned 6,000 rupees. But in reality, out of 6,000, 5,000 has been eaten by the inflation and 1,200 rupees he has to pay as income tax. Did he get anything in reality, Shruti ma'am? No, rather 200 rupees has gone out of which pocket. Please do understand these concepts very, very carefully. So, whatever 6,000 you earned, Mr. Kantaraju, was your notional return. And there was no real return. Rather, real return was in negative. And suppose I take this example forward, Kavita ma'am. I take this example forward and say that the rate of interest is 8%, suppose, on FD. That in that scenario, Mr. Kantaraju will get 8,000 as interest income. Again, keeping inflation at 5%, out of 8,000, 5,000 will be eaten by the inflation. Again, paying 20% income tax on 8,000, that is 1,600. But even after that, there remain 1,400 rupees. That is your real return. Mr. Kantaraju, you please do understand. Unless and until you earn real return on your investment, you will be sheer money accumulator. You will not be wealth creator. And so students, please note it down if you wish to note it down. And Mr. Kantaraju, too, you too, if you wish. The formula of real return is very simple. Real return equal to notional return minus inflation minus tax liability, if any. I again repeat the formula. Real return equal to notional return, that is 6,000 or 8,000, minus inflation, that is 5,000, minus tax liability 1,200 and 1,600 in both the cases. So you have to work very hard that your investment get some real return. Because if your investment doesn't get real return, then the purpose of saving an investment, Kavita ma'am, will not be served at all. And unfortunately, most of us are money accumulators. And why we are money? Kavita ma'am, can you just throw some light? Why most of us are money accumulators only? Why are we not wealth creators? Yes, ma'am, there is a reason, and very deep-rooted reason is there. And the reason lies not outside somewhere, Kavita ma'am. The reason lies in our mind. The reason lies in our mind, Kavita ma'am. And what is the reason? Most of the middle class, salary class person don't want to take any risk. Arey baba, risk ki baat mat karo. We don't want to take any risk. Risk ki baat karo. Don't talk about the risk. And this is our mindset. Most of us have a mindset that we don't want to take risk. But unfortunately, Mr. Kantaraju and Dr. Shruti, whether you appreciate or whether you accept or not, risk is an integral part of the investment. In most of the investment, risk is there, except some governmental small savings scheme, which we might discuss afterwards. So please do understand that risk is there in most of the investment, but you can manage your risk, you can minimize your risk. How? You should simply take risk as per your risk appetite only, simply speaking. And secondly, your investment should have time horizon of investment. That is equally important. And that can be, you can mature, you can develop by having a financial plan. And Dr. Kantaraju and Dr. Shruti, both of you and all young faculty members, of course, again, I can't make a request to Dr. Kavita ma'am, but to young participants, I can make a request. Next Sunday, please sit with your family members at your home for 1 hour. Next Sunday. Take one paper and pen. On the paper, Mr. Kantaraju, make 3 columns, first column, second column, and third column. In the first column, you please note down what are the milestones in your life. Please note it down. What are the milestones in your life? The milestone, what are the common milestones? Kavita ma'am would definitely know it very well. What are the common milestones in the life of middle class, salary class person, Mr. Kantaraju? The first milestone, Dr. Shruti, the first milestone is marriage. Marriage is the first milestone in our life, normally. Then second milestone might be, Dr. Kavita, birth of the children. Celebration, naturally celebration, birth of the children. Then third one is admission of the children into good public school. That is very natural. After that, every family will like to have their own house. one reasonable house should be every family aspire for. Then every family will like to have a four-wheeler, modest one even, but everybody will like to have a four-wheeler. Then one more milestone nowadays, Kavita ma'am, which was not in our times at least, but now it has become very important. What is that, Kavita ma'am? Shruti ma'am knows it and Mr. Kantaraju knows it very well. That is vacations. Now vacations has become very, very important milestone in middle class life. Every family wants to go on vacation. You will not stick to KR Nagar. Shruti ma'am family and Mr. Kantaraju family will force them to go to Andhra, go to Tamil Nadu, go to Rajasthan, go to Gujarat, go to Maharashtra. And why to India only? Go to Switzerland, go to USA naturally. So vacation has also become very important milestone nowadays. Then afterwards, Shruti ma'am, after some year when your children are grown up, what is the next milestone? Kavita ma'am knows it very well. Higher education and professional education of children. Most important milestone in the middle class, salary class person. Every parent want to give best higher education to their parent, to their children, naturally. Then once their education is over, what is the next one? Dr. Shruti? Marriage of the children, naturally. But once their education is over, we will go for their marriage. And last milestone, Kavita ma'am, which you might be looking at after some years, retirement life, living retirement life. That is also very important milestone in our life. So in the first column, Mr. Kantaraju, note down all the milestones which are going to happen in your life, and I leave it to you to add whatever you want. These are just some examples I have given, but if you want to add something, you can. That you are at liberty. In the second column, against each milestone, Mr. Kantaraju, please put the period. Please put the period when it is likely to happen. Suppose Mr. Kantaraju say that I am not married, but I am likely to be married after 2 years. I don't know his state of marriage, whether he is married or not. But just for example's sake, suppose you say that I am not married, but I am likely to be married after 2 years. And I will need minimum 5 lakhs for honeymoon package, other expenses of the marriage will be taken care of by parents. So put it 5 lakhs against marriage. Likewise, you start putting the money in the third column against each milestone. Kavita ma'am, 2 very important milestones I wish to share with all of you. Please be attentive. All young participants, Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kantaraju, please be attentive. The first most important milestone in our life is higher education and professional education of children. Kavita ma'am, you will agree with me. And today, a MBA degree from a reputed good institution, what is cost? Kavita ma'am, it is around 20 lakhs. Around 20, take it around a 2-year degree, around 20 lakhs. But Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kantaraju, when your children will go for higher education after 20 years, 25 years, can you imagine what will be the cost of a good MBA degree? Not less than 2 crore rupees, my dear friends. That degree which is costing 20 lakhs today, Kavita ma'am, after 25 years, it will cost not less than 2 crore rupees. And if you have got 2 children, Mr. Kantaraju, 4 crore rupees only for a higher education of the children. Please do understand it. Then last very important milestone is retirement plan, retirement life, living retirement life. Kavita ma'am, I don't know, you might have pension, but for young teacher, there is no pension. After you will appreciate. So how you will live retirement life? Shruti ma'am and Kantaraju, Mr. Kantaraju, how you will live retirement life? Because you wouldn't be having pension, regular salary will not be available. So normally what happens, you start working on accumulating a huge corpus for the retirement life. And then when you retire, you get some superannuation benefit club, all those amount, put somewhere, get some return, and you live your retirement life. That is normal. Kavita ma'am, that is normal. Normally people do like that only. So how much retirement corpus we should develop? It is very big question, very important question, Mr. Kantaraju. Suppose, Mr. Kantaraju, today you are around 30 years. You're around 30 years. and you say that your monthly expenses are around 30,000, you are managing your family with 30,000. Mr. Kantaraju, when you become 60 after 30 years, can you imagine how much will be your monthly expenses? Have you ever imagined? Kavita ma'am knows it. After 30 years, your monthly expenses will be not less than 2 lakh rupees per month because of inflation. Mr. Kantaraju, understand it very carefully. So today you are managing your affair with 30,000. But after 30 years, when you retire, your monthly expenses will be not less than 2 lakh rupees. And for the same standard of living, no extravaganza, my dear friend. Understand it. So 2 lakh rupees per month multiplied by 12 means around 24-25 lakhs per year you will need. And the first year of your retirement means you should have an interest income of around 25 lakhs on your retirement plan. Am I right, ma'am? On your retirement corpus, you should have an income of 25 lakhs. So how you will now? So what should be the quantum of your retirement corpus then? So you tell me how much corpus you will need. I give you a thumb rule, Mr. Kantaraju and Dr. Shruti. Please note it down. Your retirement corpus should be minimum 20 times of your annual expenses. 20 times of your annual. So your expenses will be around 25 lakhs multiplied by 20. What it becomes, Mr. Kantaraju? 5 crore. 5 crore rupees you will need only as retirement corpus for your retirement life. Kavita ma'am. So put it 5 crore against the retirement plan. Now make the total of the last column. And Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kantaraju, now myself and Kavita ma'am want you to be scary. Yes, I want you to be scary. Why? Kavita ma'am, the people who are young today will need not less than 10 to 12 crore rupees for their milestones only. 10 to 12 crore for your milestone. That I have excluded your regular expenses from 30 year to 60 year, my dear friend. That I have excluded. Only for your milestone, 10 to 12 crore you will need. From where this money will come? I know Dr. Shruti is very lucky. She will go to the Amitabh Bachchan show of KBC, winning 7 crore rupees. But then how many of us will? Dr. Kantaraju might not win. Or other young fellow might not win. From where that money will come, my dear friends? But now I can give you assurance. You all can have 10 to 12 crore rupees in your life, provided you start working on saving in investment, Kavita ma'am, right from the day they start earning. This is very important, that you should be very serious about saving and investment right from the day you start working. Please do understand it. And the chart which we have just prepared, Mr. Kantaraju, first column, second column, and third column, it is called financial plan. Dr. Shruti, it is called financial plan. And Kavita ma'am, I am of the opinion that every middle class person must have their financial plan. Because financial plan will give you a purpose and target of saving and investment. Now the picture will be more clear before Kantaraju and Dr. Shruti, how much they should save, what money they will need at what time. Broadly it is clear. Broadly it is clear to them. So please do develop a financial plan. And Mr. Kantaraju, financial plan is not a rocket science. It is damn easy thing. One more thing I want to tell you about investment is rule of compounding. Rule of compounding, Kavita ma'am knows it very well. It is 8th wonder of the world. Mr. Kantaraju, rule of compounding is 8th wonder of the world. 8th wonder simply means, and what is rule of compounding in investment? Simply speaking, you have to make a promise with yourself, Mr. Kantaraju. Very simple promise, but very tough promise. Your promise should be that whenever and whatever I earn, when I will earn on my investment, return or income, whatever it is, Kavita ma'am, they will have to make a promise that they will never use that return or income for their personal consumption or for their celebration or for their vacation. What they will simply do, they will take that income or return and club it with the regular investment which they are making through their out of their salary and reinvest. This promise you have to make, Mr. Kantaraju. Of course, it is very tough, because one day you will have a suppose you get a return of 5 lakhs on your investment, your whole family will be behind you. Arey Baba, you have got 5 lakhs rupees, go on vacation, enjoy this money, have some celebration, whatever it may be. But you have to be strict, Dr. Shruti, that we will never use this money for any other purpose except we will simply club it and reinvest it. And rule of compounding, Kavita ma'am, you might be knowing, it is the 8th wonder of the world. It is 8th wonder of the world, Mr. Kantaraju. Because if you religiously follow rule of compounding for 15-20 years in your life, you will be happily surprised, Dr. Shruti, after 15-20 years, that your return and income portion has become much bigger than your original investment. But at Kavita ma'am, you know it very well, it is not going to happen, not today, not tomorrow, not 1 or 2 years. It is going to happen after 15-20 years. So please do understand. You follow rule of compound religiously. Now, lastly, 15-20 minutes, we will discuss about where we have to invest, including mutual fund, of course, where we have to invest. The first category, Mr. Kantaraju, and please now, young participants, those who are already earning, anyone student should understand what I am saying now. You should have understand, Mr. Kantaraju. There is a governmental small saving scheme which we should invest some money. And one of the most important governmental small saving scheme, Mr. Kantaraju, I want to tell you and Dr. Shruti. Of course, Kavita ma'am must have done the account, must have opened that account. But if she is not, then ma'am, you have lacked something. The name of the account is, please, Dr. Shruti, note it down, and Mr. Kantaraju as well. Name of the account is Public Provident Fund Account, PPF. Very good account of the government, very good scheme of the government of India, where you, which account you can open in any of the post office or any of the bank branches. Minimum amount you can deposit annually, Dr. Shruti, is 500 rupees. Maximum amount is 1.50 lakhs in a year. And even today, Kavita ma'am, you must be knowing, government is giving 7.10% interest on it, which is compounding every year. Every year it is compounding. So you, and the scheme is for 15 years, Kavita ma'am, but you should not stop this scheme after 15 years. You should extend it by a period of 5 years, then 5 years, then 5. Keep doing it unless and until you need money. Very good scheme of the government of India. But two small things I want to tell you, Shruti, about it. If possible, please try to deposit 1.50 lakhs in the PPF account at the beginning of the financial year, that too before 5th of April. If possible. Why, Kavita ma'am? Because they will get interest for the whole year. But for any reason, suppose they are not able to deposit 1.50 lakhs, Dr. Shruti, then you, whenever you deposit the amount in PPF, you should deposit it before 5th of the month. You should deposit always before 5th of the month, because Dr. Kavita, if they deposit after 5th, they will not get the interest for the whole month. Their money will be remaining idle without interest. So these are very small things, but very important, and it makes a significant impact on your overall maturity amount. So PPF is a very good amount. Then, Dr. Shruti, Government of India has got a very good scheme for the girls, children. And since you have got women college, you should also propagate that scheme among all the families. The scheme name is Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. Very good scheme for the girl child, Dr. Shruti. Basically, this scheme has been devised for the education and marriage of the children, of the girl child. Suk and Kavita ma'am, you might be knowing Government of India is still giving highest return on it. That is 8.40% interest, which no other government scheme is giving. You can open an account in your, if your family has got 3 girl daughters, girl children, up to 3 children, you can open this account. And when their age is below 10, please understand it. The girl child has to be below 10. And whatever you deposit in it, at the age of 18 of the girl, 50% of the amount you can withdraw for her higher education. And after, once she becomes 21 years, you can have all, you can withdraw all money and close the account for her marriage. So Sukanya Samriddhi is a very good scheme. Then National Savings Certificate, Dr. Shruti, NSC is a very good scheme. Then Kisan Vikas Patra is a good scheme. RBI also keep issuing taxable and tax-free bonds. These are all governmental schemes where you can invest. And Dr. Kavita ma'am, I personally feel that a normal middle class, salary class person should invest 15 to 20% of their investment in governmental schemes. Now, second category is property, where you can invest, property and real estate. How much you want to invest depend upon your money you have and all these things. So, but I leave it to you to decide how much you want to invest in property. Third product, Dr. Shruti, is gold. And Kavita ma'am, when I start talking about the gold, the female participants have got a different smile on their faces. Very natural, because they have a fascination about the gold. But I am talking of very good, very unique scheme of the Government of India, Dr. Shruti. Please note it down. Very, very important thing I am telling to you with regard to gold. That Government of India has started a new scheme which is called Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme. Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme, very good scheme of the Government of India, where you can deposit up to from 1 gram gold price to 4 kg gold price. And there are 2 benefits in this scheme, Dr. Shruti. Government is giving you 2.5% interest on your deposit. Whatever you deposit, the government give you 2.5%. And secondly, whatever the appreciation of the gold price, the scheme is for 8 years. Suppose today gold price is 50, and after 8 years, Kavita ma'am, the gold price become 80,000. Then the difference between 80,000 and 50,000, that is 30,000, will also be paid to you. So there is a very unique scheme of the Government of India. And when you invest in sovereign gold bond scheme online, then you also get additional discount of 50 rupees. Please do understand 50 rupees. So sovereign gold bond is a good scheme. Now, lastly, you can invest in security market, but security market is a risky proposition. Unless and until you have knowledge of the market, please don't invest in the security market directly. But indirectly, there is a scheme which is called mutual fund. And Dr. Shruti, I don't know whether you are interested or not, but most of the young people are now keen to know about the mutual fund. What is mutual fund? They want to know about the mutual fund. They have got a flair now to understand the concept of mutual funds. So first we should understand what is mutual fund. Ashwani, you should also understand the concept of mutual fund. Of course, I know you are not earning today, but Ashwani Kumari will also going to earn very soon, down the line after 3-4 years. So she should understand the concept of mutual fund. But of course, Mr. Kanthar, Raju and Dr. Shruti, you should be more attentive to what I am saying now. Mutual fund is an indirect way of investing into security market. It is not direct way. It is indirect way of investing into security market. And you invest, you are not directly investing, you are giving your money to the experts who are technically called fund managers. So you are giving your money to the fund. Why you are giving, Mr. Kantaraju? Because you don't have knowledge of the market. You don't have time to for looking after your investment. So you are simply giving your money, but your intentions are very clear, Mr. Take my money, invest my money, and get maximum return for me. This is very clear. And Kavita ma'am, mutual funds is not a social service. It is not a social service. It is simply a proposition when I am giving my money and you take my money and invest it as per your expertise, as per your knowledge, and generate maximum return for me. This is the concept of mutual fund. There are three categories of mutual fund, Mr. Kantaraju. One is equity fund. In equity fund, your money will be invested into the equity share of the corporate. Please understand. But you also know that equity price or equity share price of each company goes up and down every day. So the risk is greater, but the probability of getting higher return is also there. So those who can take risks like Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kantaraju, those who are young, those who can take risk and those who can invest for the longer period of not less than, you say, not less than 5, 10 years or 15 years, you should think of investing some of your money into equity fund. Other category, debt fund. Kavita ma'am, debt fund is meant for you. Debt fund simply means your money will be given as a loan to the corporate. Please understand it. In debt fund, your money will not be invested into the equity share. It will be given as a loan to the corporate. And when the loan is given, rate of interest is pre-decided and the period of repayment or redemption is also decided. So Kavita ma'am, in debt fund, return is reasonable, no extraordinary return, but risk is lesser. So those who don't want to take high risk, but are satisfied with the reasonable return, debt fund is there. Then third category is hybrid fund. In hybrid fund, Mr. Kantaraju, some of your money will go to the equity fund and some of your money will go to debt. So you are getting benefit of both the things. You are taking a little bit higher risk, but you are balancing your risk as well. So hybrid fund is meant for those who wish to have relatively higher return, but don't want to take high risk. So hybrid fund over there. The best way of investing into mutual fund, Mr. Kantaraju and Dr. Shruti, please, now the very important thing I am sharing to all of you. The best unique feature of the mutual fund is SIP, Systematic Investment Plan. And Dr. Shruti, it's a magic. It's a magic which work out not today, not tomorrow, but when you invest for more period, for 10, 15 years. And Mr. Kantaraju, you can start SIP in any of the equity spin, debt fund or hybrid fund by 500 rupees or more. And your students, my dear student, you please understand, you can start an SIP, even 100 rupees out of your pocket money. Even 100 rupees you can start out of your pocket money. So please do understand, Mr. Kantaraju, you can start an SIP of 500 rupees or more. And if you continue for 15, 20 years, magic will happen. And I just give you one example, Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kantaraju. Please listen to this example very, very carefully. One equity fund was started in 1995. Please note down that those dates very carefully. One equity fund was started in 1995, Kavita ma'am. And a person like a smart investor like Dr. Kavita ma'am, who was very young at that time. She is still very young, but she was very young at that time. So she started SIP of 10,000 rupees per month. She started 10,000 rupees SIP means every month she was investing 10,000 rupees in that equity fund every month. And right from 1995 to 2020, Kavita ma'am is investing regularly 10,000 rupees every month without fail. Because Kavita ma'am, typically what happens, when market goes up, people start investing in the mutual fund and share market. They expect high return. But the when market goes down, people start withdrawing their money. Arey Baba, now I might face loss. But it is a blunder they do. Kavita ma'am, Mr. Shruti and Dr. Kantharajan, please do understand. Going up and down is the basic character of the market. Basic character. Market will always go up and down. Always. Today it might be down, tomorrow it may again go up, tomorrow again it may go down. But Kavita ma'am was very smart and very intelligent investor. She never stopped the SIP, Mr. Kantaraju. She continued 10,000 rupees investment through SIP every month. Can you, do you know how much Kavita ma'am has now? Of course, she will not tell you. But now I can tell you, Kavita ma'am has got a corpus of 9.57 crore. 9.57 crore, Mr. Kantaraju. That's the beauty of SIP. But 2-3 things are there. Kavita ma'am invested 10,000 rupees every month for almost for 25 years, continuously, without fail. And she didn't bother about the movement of the market. So SIP is magic for the middle class, salary class person, Dr. Shruti. SIP is magic for middle class. And I know a lot of my friends who have started more than one SIP. That is target-oriented SIP, Mr. Kantaraju. One SIP for vacation, one SIP for higher education of children, one SIP for retirement plan, one SIP for house, one SIP for any other thing, whatever you want. So you can have more than, you start more than one SIP as per your income, but continue it for minimum 5, 10 to 15 years. And those who are young like Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kantaraju, you can do it. So please do consider start an SIP in a good equity fund or index fund at the beginning. But before that, please understand the concept of mutual fund very, very clearly. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Second benefit, second thing is SWP is another feature of mutual fund. What is SWP, Mr. Kantaraju? It is opposite of SIP and it might be suitable for Kavita ma'am. SIP simply means systematic withdrawal plan. SIP was systematic investment plan. In SWP, Kavita ma'am, we are systematically withdrawing money, regularly withdrawing money. Regularly withdrawing money. And that is useful. That is useful more particularly when you get retired and when you don't have income or don't have salary. Then how to do? So whatever corpus you have developed, suppose you have developed a corpus of 5 crore rupees and anybody can develop. I again assure you, Mr. Kantaraju and Dr. Shruti both, you can develop a corpus of 5 crore rupees for your retirement if you work right from today. Start working for your retirement corpus right from today. So suppose you have developed a corpus of 5 crore rupees and now you have retired. No income is, no regular income is there. And you need 2 lakh rupees per month for every month for your monthly expenses. From where you will get it? You simply write a 1-line mail to the mutual fund company where you have corpus and saying that please keep transferring 2 lakh rupees from my corpus to my bank account on first every month. And they will do it. They will do it, Kavita ma'am, because ultimately your money. So the first benefit is you will get 2 lakh rupees and in your bank account on the first, and you will enjoy life. You will continue to enjoy life, which you hitherto were enjoying. Second benefit is whatever corpus remains with them, it continue to earn interest or return or income. So your corpus is rather refilled by the income or return. So SWP is a better proposition to live or to lead a good life in retirement. But for that, precondition is very clear. You have to develop a huge corpus for your retirement plan. It is a long topic. I can go on for another 1 hour or 2 hours. But Dr. Shruti, I know you are looking at your watch, and I'm also looking at my watch. So it is time to close the session. But last two things I want to tell you to all the participants. And I want to request Kavita ma'am, Dr. Shruti and Mr. Kantaraju and all faculty members here. This is your social responsibility, Mr. Kantaraju. One menace is there in our country, Kavita ma'am, that is called Ponzi scheme, chit fund and committees. People do come and give you and promise you doubling your money in 3-4 years, giving you 20% return, giving you a lot of other incentive. They are all fraud. I am using the very harsh word, Dr. Kavita, for them. They are all fraud. So never put your hard-earned money in Ponzi scheme, chit fund and committees. And I know educated people will not invest it. Who are investing, Dr. Kavita? You might be aware. Only over segment of the society who are not so educated. Your maid servant, your peon, your driver, your taxi vendor, your milk vendor, your plumber, your electrician. These people, they come under temptation and invest their hard-earned money in such bogus scheme, and they lose their money. For Dr. Kavita, I will request you particularly and to all faculty members, start a campaign through your students across Nagar. Try to educate that segment of the society never to invest their hard-earned money in Ponzi scheme, chit fund and committees. If they don't have any idea, nothing doing, they simply put their money in bank and post offices. At least their money will be safe. So please start a campaign across Nagar, and I hope a senior person like Dr. Kavita will take lead in this social responsibility. And last thing I want to tell all the young participants, through Dr. Kavita. No, I'm not saying Dr. Kavita ma'am is telling now. Prosperity is my right. Dr. Shruti, please listen it. Prosperity is my right. Every individual has got right to be prosper. Kavita ma'am, I might have born into a poor family. That is incident only. Incidentally, I might have born into a poor family. That is not a curse at all. Birth in a poor family is not a curse, Kavita ma'am, but living as poor and die as poor is a curse, which we all can avoid by managing our money right from the day we start earning. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Now, I want Kavita ma'am first to give her observation about the session, then we will take question answer session.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to all. Definitely, sir, Suryakanta sir, the session is very useful and wonderful information you have given. I thank you on this. The session now it is open for discussion. If the participants have any questions, any doubts, any queries, or any further information needed for their purpose, they can ask the sir. Is it okay, sir?
Yeah, definitely, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
First, Mr. Rama.
Yes,
Rama
sir.
Lingeshwara.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Rama Lingeshwara, sir. You can ask the question, sir. Your question.
Definitely, madam.
Okay.
Sir, my question is like we have discussed about small investors and their savings, but these savings will become the investment for entrepreneurs. So when entrepreneurs are investing, how should they take care of the compensation for inflation, giving for factors of production and profit making and all this? Because we have discussed only about small investors. Looking at the bigger picture, the entrepreneurs, how they can take care of inflation and make profits. That is my question.
Mr. Rama Lingeshwar Sharma, sir, entrepreneurs are better placed to put their money in their enterprise. Okay. So they should not think about these are what we have discussed it for the normal middle class, salary class person. But those who are entrepreneurs like you might be an entrepreneur. Then yes, those who are entrepreneurs, you should focus start pumping your savings and into your own enterprise first, so that it can be expanded, it can be grown.
Okay. Nothing related with inflation for the entrepreneur.
Oh no, sir. Automatically in business, inflation is automatically taken care of, because in enterprises you have got the leverage of increasing the prices of your product when the inflation goes up. This is happening everywhere.
Okay, now got, sir.
So,
Now got.
so inflation will automatically will be taken care of.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, Shalu.
Next, ask your question, madam.
Shalu, please ask your question. You have raised hand. Unmute yourself, Shalu.
Please unmute
Okay.
your audio option. Oppo A7 and please unmute your audio option. Oppo A7 and Murali Sidhu Kamara, please unmute your audio option, please.
Anybody wish to ask the question, unmute yourself and ask question directly.
Morlai. Please unmute
Moralai
yourself.
Saidu Kumara.
Moralai.
Ask your question, sir.
Please unmute yourself.
Apart from him, anybody, if anybody wish to ask your question, your queries, any further information, the session is open for that.
Please feel free to ask. Please come forward and ask questions if you have any doubt about the subject or you have anything in your mind. Please feel free.
Sir, in the chat section, they have asked a couple of questions.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Does mutual funds guarantees return?
Not at all. Not at all. Very clearly speaking, mutual fund doesn't give you any guarantee. Guarantee is available only in governmental small saving scheme. Dr. Shruti, I again want to repeat. If you wish that you should have guarantee, then go to the governmental scheme only. That is PPF, that is Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana and all these things. In mutual fund, there is no guarantee of return.
But sir, I wish to add something. As you had given the information, a mutual fund, whatever we invest in mutual fund, they again reinvest that in equity or otherwise in debt, that is debentures, or otherwise it may be in hybrid fund. If they go for second one, loan, that is debt, they have the guaranteed interest payment, na?
Ma'am, there is no guarantee, very honestly speaking, but mutual fund, debt fund managers do take a due diligence while investing your money, that they give loan to the reputed corporates only, AAA rating companies only, where the default possibility is very, very minimum. Very honest, but still again no guarantee. Very honestly speaking, we should be very clear about it.
Okay, and what benefits we have by investing ourselves in mutual funds, sir? As you are telling, there is no guarantee of return. How it is useful to us?
Yes, very right. Very valid question, ma'am. Ma'am, I am of the opinion, I don't know whether you will agree with me or not. Next 25 years of our country are going to be golden period for economy. I personally feel. And those who invest will only get the benefit. Those who invest in the fixed schemes will be getting only fixed return. But in mutual funds, suppose the economy goes up, naturally the return will be higher. So you are taking risk, but you might get higher return. And ma'am, you will agree with me, the basic funda of economics is more risk, more reward. If you can take risk, then there is a possibility of getting higher return without guarantee. I again repeat, but possibility is there and we live on possibilities. So those who are young, like Dr. Shruti and Dr. Kanta Raju, I will encourage them to take little bit reasonable risk. I am not suggesting to you because of age only, but those who are young, they can take risk because they have a longer period to go. Dr. Shruti has still got 25-30 years to go. So if the economy grows naturally, she will get extraordinary return. And Kavita ma'am, just for your information, last 10 years, most of the equity funds have given more than 15% annual return. More than 15. Again, historical data only. No guarantee for future. But possibility is there. So we live on possibility. That is why That is why those who are young should invest for the longer period, and the possibility of getting more than reasonable return is there.
That's true.
Mr.
Any
Moralai.
queries?
Mr. Moralai.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
please.
I want
Yeah.
I want to ask a question.
Hello.
In investments, how do you mitigate or minimize risks in investments? That's my question that I want to ask all this while.
Mr. Moralai, as far as the risk management is concerned, there are two factors we must look into. First is, we should take risk as per your risk appetite only. And Mr. Moralai, you please appreciate that every individual has got different risk appetite. You have got different risk appetite. Dr. Kavita has got different risk appetite. Dr. Shruti has got different risk appetite. Why? Why? Because our income is different. Our family obligations are different. Our time horizon of investments are discussed. So we can manage our risk as if we take our decision strictly as per my risk appetite. This is my answer to your question.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Now,
Hello, sir.
Rashita.
Rakshita. Ask Rakshita. Ask Rakshita.
Sir, what to do if mutual funds are giving negative returns? What to do if mutual funds are giving negative returns?
Mutual
What?
funds are giving. Hello?
Giving negative results. If mutual
Yes,
funds
yes.
are, what
Yes,
to do then?
Mutual funds may give negative returns because their performance, Dr. Kavita, you will appreciate it, dependent upon the market performance. So temporarily, mutual fund definitely may give negative return. That is why I keep emphasizing here, be a long-term investor. Don't go for the short-term investment in mutual fund. And Rishita, people like you who are quite young, you can invest for 10, 15, 20 years. And down the line, if you continue investing for 10, 15, 20 years, I can say you with confidence that there will be no negative return for the longer period. Temporarily, of course, it can be negative return. Yeah.
Okay.
Oppo A4, Oppo
Okay.
A54.
Tell your name and ask the question.
What's your name?
My name is Soumya, sir. I'm a guest faculty in Nagar College, Women's
Great.
College. Actually, I had an investment
Hello?
in 2015. I have invested in SIP.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, I actually had an investment in 2015 in SIP. I have invested 24,000, 2,000 monthly, and 2 years it become 24,000. I got a return in 2 years only. I got 20,000 return. But because of Corona, the SIP during Corona period, the SIP went, the NAV went low. So because of that, I got lost. I lost the 20,000 return also a lot.
Ma'am, I got your point, but from you, I can make out that you are a guest faculty and very young. Then why you are thinking of a loss at this stage? Let it continue.
Yeah, I continued. I got again the 20,000 return now. But think that I could have withdrawn 2 years before only. No, not. What is the use of holding it?
Oh, no. Then you couldn't understand the rule of compounding. Madam, rule of compounding is 8th wonder of the world. Had you kept it holding for 5-10 years, 20,000 would have been 20 lakhs, rest assured. So don't look at short-term investment or short-term return. Keep investing for the longer period, 5 year, 10 year, 15 year. Then the rule of compounding will apply your investment return, and automatically you will.
In 2 years only I got 20,000, but after waiting 4 years also I got 20,000 only.
No, ma'am. That's why I am telling you. I got your point. What I am saying is, you are counting a period of 4 years only. 2 years were plus point in the security market. Market went up. Last 2 years, market went down. Naturally, you are very right that you lost 20,000, what you earned. But what I am saying is, don't withdraw your money. Keep it for and continue for your SIP for next 10 years. Rest assured, it will be lakhs of rupees. So don't look your investment return in a short span of 3 or 4 years. For you, those people who are young like you, must look at 10, 15, 20 year regular investment. Rest assured that your return will be much more than reasonable. This I can assure you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question from any participant?
Rakshita, okay, Rakshita, ask.
Rakshita again.
Are there, sir, any tax benefits in this mutual fund?
Hello?
She is asking whether we have tax benefit in mutual fund. Rakshita is asking.
Yes. Mutual fund, there are mutual funds investment are tax efficient. Rakshita, if you invest in the equity fund, up to 1 lakh return, there is no tax. Up to 1 lakh return every year annually, there is no return. Beyond that also, tax liability is relatively less, that is 15% only. And in that fund, Kavita ma'am, for your information, in that fund, if you invest for more than 3 years, then the benefit of indexation is also available to you. That also greatly reduce your tax liability.
Okay, next question. Anybody having queries?
Anybody have questions?
Yes, ma'am. Question in the chat box. Difference between SIP and SWP.
Yeah, difference I have made it very. SWP is regularly investing, by name itself, systematic investment plan. You are regularly investing, maybe monthly, maybe fortnightly, maybe weekly, maybe quarterly. In SWP is the opposite. You are regularly withdrawing some money from your corpus. And SWP facility is basically for your retirement life. When you don't have income, you can withdraw regular some money, enjoy your life. That's the basic difference between SIP and SWP. Yeah, Mr. 1 CPG, please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. You have raised hand.
Sir, another question, sir. How to buy sovereign gold bonds?
Very simple. You can buy it online and offline. If you want to online, go to the website of the Reserve Bank of India, other bank or banks, any bank. Most of the banks are operating it. You can give the information online. Basically, you should go to the website of your bank where you have your own account. Then you give the information and online you can buy it. Offline also, if you are not able to buy online, then go to your branch where you have your bank account. Most of the branches are operating this scheme. They will give you form, fill the form, give the document, you can invest.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Myself, Mahalakshmi. I'm from First BCom.
Great.
What are the challenges that are faced by mutual funds, sir?
Challenges are that people still expect guaranteed return, Kavita ma'am, you will appreciate. And there is no guarantee, very honestly. This is the first and foremost challenge. Second challenge is people have become so impatient. They want return in 1 day. They want return in 1 month. That is not possible. Basically, mutual fund is meant for the long-term investors, very honestly speaking. And the mutual fund is meant more for the young people who have a time horizon of 10, 12, 15, 20, 30, 25 years. You can make very good money if you keep invested your money regularly for 25, 30 years. Rest assured, there will be crores of rupees.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, Dr. Shruti, now we can wind it up.
Okay, sir.
I hope all the questions have been answered.
Raja
Roja,
KR.
do you have any question?
Just hold on. Roja KR. Roja, please ask your question.
Rosa, any doubts?
I am very happy that students are asking
Hello,
questions.
sir.
Rosa,
Roja.
okay.
How to invest in mutual funds, sir, online?
Online, you understand the concept of mutual fund. I just share you 3-4 websites. Please note it down. All students should note it down. These are very useful websites where you can get idea about the mutual fund. First is Amfi website. AMFI. Second one is, of course, it is private. I am not marketing them, but it is a very good website. Value Research. Value Research is a very good website where you get a lot of information on mutual fund. Third one is Money Control. Third website. There are otherwise hundreds of websites, but third one is Money Control. Fourth one is ET Money, Economic Times Money. ET Money is also very good website where they have very 1 or 2 minute or 3 minute videos. You see the video, then you will be able to understand basic concept of mutual fund. So please first try to focus on gaining knowledge. Don't be in hurry. Kavita ma'am, you will appreciate it is your money, basically. Yes. So you should not be in hurry in investing on the advice of others. Because ultimately you are beneficial and you will be loser. So please do devote some time. First understand the concept of mutual fund, then different scheme, different categories. Then decide which category is suitable to you. Then decide which scheme is suitable to you. Then you think of investing in that scheme.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Shruti madam, whether to conclude, Shruti madam?
Yeah, please conclude, Shruti ma'am.
Shruti madam.
Yeah, ma'am, you conclude, then I'll hand it over to Seema.
Okay, sir. Sir, you have clarified all the doubts, queries of different participants. We thank for that. Actually, this session is very useful to us, sir. You addressed youngsters, young investors, how to do the things. You have explained everything. So we remain thankful to you, sir. And we request you to provide us again one more opportunity to do in the same fashion, sir. Is it okay for you, sir?
I'm not one, more than one we will do, rest assured. And I will be more than happy to come to your college physically as well.
Yes, sir. Most welcome, sir. Most welcome.
Whenever I happen to be in Mysore or Bangalore, I will try to get connected with you. Mr. Sabjar will connect it. And then we will definitely have physical session also.
Okay, definitely, sir. Thanks for that. I request Seema madam to take over.
Sir, we will be very much grateful that if you give us another opportunity in the next coming sessions.
Definitely, Dr. Shruti. I will be more than happy to do it.
Okay, thank you. Now I hand over it to Seema for vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, all. As all good things come to an end, so is the seminar. Once a great man said, feeling thankfulness and not expressing it is like wrapping a gift and not presenting it. Today, on behalf of Government First Grade College for Women, KR Nagar, I take this opportunity to put my gratitude into words. I would like to extend my gratitude to those who have directly and indirectly contributed to this seminar on financial empowerment through wealth creation. At the outset, I sincerely present thanks to our chief guest and keynote speaker, Shri Suryakant Sharma. We are really enlightened with your knowledge and presence, sir. The way which you explained this session was extraordinary. I would thank Mr. Sabzar Ahmad, moderator AMFI, for your presence. I would extend my gratitude and thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. B.T. Vijay, for his enthusiastic support. I would extend my gratitude to Dr. Shruti, IQAC coordinator, for her immense contribution to this seminar. Thank you, ma'am. A special thanks to Kantaraju sir, IT cell coordinator, Kavita ma'am, and all the faculties of Commerce and Management Department. I also thank Mahesh and Kamila Thabasum from Chamraj Nagar for their help. I also thank organizing committee, teaching and non-teaching staff for their immense support and coordination. My heartfelt thanks to our students and all the faculties for active participation. With these warm words and a kind message, we will move to the end of today's seminar. Thank you all.
I on my behalf and on behalf of Amfi, thankful to all of you, particularly Dr. Shruti, Dr. Kavita ma'am, Honorable Principal, and Kanta Raju, all and all core faculty member for organizing this program, and Dr. Shruti. I will be more than happy to continue this relationship in future as well for this academic and related subjects. I special thank, of course, to Mr. Sabjar Ahmed, who had made sincere efforts to get in touch with you and make this happen in your college. So thank you, Mr. Sabjar. And thank you to all the participants who have spared time and joined this webinar. And last word I want to tell you again, please be sincere about your money. Please be sincere about your personal finance management, because that is much more important. It is going to change your life. Thank you very much. God bless you all.